All of that with Republican Senator from Kansas and member of the Senate Budget Committee, Roger Marshall, joining us live here in studio. Thanks for being with us on this Saturday. You've had a very busy past 48 hours, I would say, in the Senate. I want to first, though, get your reaction to Secretary Austin's recent comments about China, saying that they're not going to stand for any coercion and bullying of its allies and partners, although we are still waiting for a phone call.
Right, we're waiting for that phone call. Look, we need to see actions and not words. Those are pretty tall words from an administration that actually just cut the defense budget on the last budget deal that we just did. We've stand there and watched, China stand there and watch. These are world-class leaders, by the way, Aisha. These are ruthless, cold-blooded leaders that don't care what we say. What they've seen America do is run with our tail between our legs from Afghanistan. We've sat there and watched a Chinese spy balloon come across all of our homes. We're allowing fentanyl to come in this country and kill 300 Americans every day. We don't need to see words. We want to see actions.
Yeah, so defense caps that you bring up were part of this debt ceiling limit deal that the Senate just passed and you voted against. Lindsey Graham as well was pretty outspoken about the defense issue. We're really worried about our allies and sending more money to Ukraine. So was it a good deal? Was it a bad deal for Republicans?
Well, this is probably the best deal we could get when Republicans only control one of the three levers of the appropriations process.
But then why did you vote against it?
At the end of the day, this is still adding $1.3 trillion of debt to our national debt, burdening my grandchildren, fueling inflation. We'd hope to see some work requirements. We feel that people that can work should work. If you're getting SNAP dollars, if you're getting Medicaid, we think you should work. We lost any type of benefit what we're hoping to get from the work part of this. And then the regulatory regiment that we were hoping to improve upon, that turned out to be dust in the wind as well. So there just wasn't enough for me to get behind. But I don't condemn Speaker McCarthy. I think that he did the best he could. But this is what Americans gave us. They gave us only one of the three levers.
You think he didn't get outsmarted? He didn't lose the leverage that he had going into this with that big House GOP bill. Some folks on your side of the aisle think that he let it go.
Well, they need to walk a mile in his shoes. I do think that Speaker McCarthy did the best he could, that he played the best hand he had, and we didn't have much. That's why we didn't negotiate on the Senate side. We knew that Kevin had a better hand than we did. We did the best we can, but elections have consequences. This is what we have right now. We have a liberal socialist Green Party person running this country right now who doesn't care about defense.
Yeah, well, let's play a bite from President Biden's address to the country last night, in which he takes a couple of shots at Republicans while still calling this a bipartisan win. Watch.
Republicans may not like it, but I'm going to make sure the wealthy pay their fair share. I'm also proposed closing over a dozen special interest tax loopholes for big oil, crypto traders, hedge fund billionaires, saving taxpayers billions of dollars. Republicans defended every single one of these special interest loopholes. Every single one.
Your reaction to that?
So this is the president of the Green Socialist Party. We don't have a taxing problem. We have a spending problem in this nation. Joe Biden is the party of tax and spend. What we need is a strong economy. The biggest challenges back home are still inflation and a lack of people for the jobs we have. This legislation made both of those worse. We need to go back to fundamentals. He's throwing fuel on this inflation fire.
Yeah, let's talk about jobs and inflation. The jobs numbers came out yesterday, hotter than expected. We're looking at 339,000 jobs added in May. Politically, huge win for the White House, and they are telling everyone that it's definitely coming from them. They're taking credit. But what about inflation? The inflation story. When you go back home to Kansas, what do you hear from people?
You know, that's exactly it. It's still the cost of doing business. People are almost numb to this inflation issue, whether it's the price of gas, groceries, the price of housing. But what they're not numb to is a lack of people for the jobs that we have. So despite this good jobs number, we still have 7 million healthy American men between the ages of 25 and 45 that have never returned to work. People need to follow the labor participation rate, which is still some 4% below what it was, say, in 2010. We need those folks that can work, go back to work. That work brings dignity to a family. I think we all have this innate something in our heart that says contributing to society is a good thing.
Senator Marshall.